Welcome everyone to this course on systems change, where we'll be exploring examples, what systems change looks like in practice. We're trying to make these sometimes abstract ideas and methods more concrete, more tangible, and explore what they look like in practice. And we're going to do that by unpacking 4 examples of systems change within a diversity of areas. So the first one, we're going to start the course by actually discussing what exactly makes a change a systems change. What are the key kind of aspects, the key principles that underlie a systems change? And these are 4 of those we'll talk about. We'll talk about changing mental models and paradigms, very important. Systems awareness, it's a kind of change that comes from an awareness of the whole system and is aimed at changing that. Non-linear approach, it's an emergent non-linear networked approach. And finally, ecosystem approach, so it's about bringing different actors across the system together to collaborate in an ecosystem to change that system. So we'll just quickly discuss some of those principles so that we're clear about what systems innovation is, and then we'll jump into the examples to see how those what those look like in practice. And this first one is on Glasgow and violent crime. There, it's a really good example actually of transformational change and how they made progress on this really wicked problem of violent crime amongst young men in Glasgow, and actually changed the paradigm there. And the second one, we'll look at the water crisis in Mexico City and how they managed to introduce a new decentralized water system that was a very different approach, again, changing the paradigm and a kind of a regeneration of that industrial system, should we say. Thirdly, we'll look at Escuela Nueva in Latin America also, that changed the paradigm again on education and how to educate young students, that took a more student-based, learner-centered approach to education and changed that. And then we'll talk about the 15-minute city, which is a really interesting example of how we can change the structure of our cities to try and realize the emergence of new outcomes in the 15-minute city. So those are the examples we'll be looking at. We're just going to take 4. There are many out there. We're just going to take those 4 so that we don't get overwhelmed and we're able to kind of really just see what those principles look like in practice. It's quite often what people are looking for. They find the ideas a bit abstract. Here we're going to see what they look like when we go and apply them. So it's about gaining a more coherent understanding of what systems change looks like in practice.